Good morning guys, hello and welcome to another vlog episode of the India Travel Series. As you can see, I'm standing by the pool at the Champak Bungalows where we've been staying in Pashmuni for a few days now. Today's the day when we check out and move to our next destination. But before we do, you know the drill, no matter how much the time crunch, I always dunk in the pool. So let's get started. This feels nice and cold water. It's just opened up for the people, so there's nobody here just yet. And yesterday I couldn't get wet under the shower, the waterfalls. So this feels nice. So finally I can compensate for that. And I don't know what this is, but maybe this is like a smaller section for the kids, which is less deeper. And then this is super deep. It's like probably waist height or something. So there's no lifeguard. It's very safe that way. Feels nice and refreshing swim early in the morning. It was a really nice and refreshing swim session for about an hour. Got a little bit of brain freeze in the beginning because of the water being very cold and the wind being very cold. I think I fumbled a bit as well in the vlog, but who cares. It was fun. So now after a 1 hour session I'm starving, so gonna go to the room, take a shower and head to the last breakfast from this place before it shuts off. Well, we still have some time to grab the breakfast. It's not that bad of a time crunch, at least for breakfast bit. What happens afterwards is another story, so we'll think about that. But last couple of laps and then we head for breakfast. So we have wrapped up breakfast at the Champak Bungalow and we are now headed to the Champak Lake, which is right behind campus, probably a couple of 100 meters. So we're just going to take a morning walk, stretch our legs a little bit and take a view of the lake. So we've now made it to the Champak Lake. As you can see, it's very quiet. It's just morning, about 10 a.m. on a Sunday. Typically people come here in the evening hours. So as you can see, there's a boat behind me. There's a family headed there for boating, so you could do paddle boating here. I also saw boat signs. So behind me this is a zip line counter, so tower, so you can start zip lining from here. So they do zip lining, and there's also a boat sign from the government tourism agency that you could also do riverside camping here for 1500 per person. So that's interesting. I didn't know we started doing camping by the river. I don't think this water is usable though. Like I miss Finland kind of river camping where you had fresh flowing water. Remember the multi-day trek that I did where there was flowing water from under our cottages or around our cottages? That was like a perfect way to camp. But anyways, it's good to be close to the nature. So let's check out the view from the other side. These are the manual pedal boards, but on the other side they also have the motorized ones where you use the Yamaha motors. So there's also one here, so this is motorized. I don't think you can go here, but this is some sort of like a boarding station. These notices are interesting. I mean, it's very typical to the Indian setting. Like, it's one of the things it says here is you can't submerge the idols of the gods and goddesses in this water. Is strictly forbidden. There are certain events where we have like we bring an idol statue into the house for a week or 10 days. Once the event is over, we submerge them into water. But doing that here is not allowed. So it's like a very contextual kind of warning, so it just caught my attention. But anyways, it's a nice place. We saw the boats from a distance. I think far off in the distance I also see some jet ski, but I might be wrong, it looks like it. But it's a nice place. You can come out here with family. There's like a couple of shops over there, so you can grab some snacks as well and enjoy the lake views. So that's a motorized boat the families rented, so I think they are the only ones here at this time. So this is odd hours. If you want to skip the crowds, typically come in off season in an odd hour, so you can have the entire lake to yourself and enjoy. Finally, it's time to say goodbye to the amazing Pachmarhi and move to the next destination. But on the way, we'll stop in the main market in downtown area, check out a few shops, and then continue the journey onwards. So let's see. It looked pretty vibrant when we got here, but today is a Sunday, so we don't know whether things would be closed or whether they would be still hyped up. So let's check it out. So it looks like we made it to the main market of Pashmuni, but it looks very underwhelming. So we are probably not gonna spend too much time here and continue onwards with the journey to the next destination. My father just went to ask some local shop vendors if there's anything interesting to check out in this area. So we started our journey onwards to the next destination. This is the kind of state highway, just single lane, but we're splitting it. Not cruising at super fast speed because it's still serpentine roads, but what I stopped to show you was this plant This is a baby version of a teak wood plant. That there's also a bigger one here. The reason why I wanted to show you was the size of the leaf. This is probably the size of my torso, so it's that big, and if you want to eat like a full meal, it's that big, the size of your entire plate. So take a closer look and also see the entire big plant. So that's the big plant. It grows all the way up huge, and that's the baby version that's gonna grow big at some point, but the leaves are already that big. So I wanted to stop by because this entire region is popular for this kind of teak wood plant, and this is used for making furniture and other kind of wooden materials. So teak is a very prominent kind of wood from this region, so just stop by to take that. Let's continue driving. So we're taking another highway break to eat a gigantic guava. It's like almost half the size of my face. I don't know, probably some sort of hybrid variety. But we are about 2.5 hours more to ride to get to the destination, so not so bad. But now I'm kind of like feeling the heat again. We have left the mountains. It's still lush green, but we are no longer in the mountains, so it's like pure heat now. But time to stretch our legs, take a short break and a breather, and enjoy the guava. Done with the short tea break. My father was just grabbing some tea, but inside that mini dhaba everything is like super hot, and there was like very uncomfortable to sit inside. So we're gonna hit the national highway again, and you can see this is like 2-lane cemented highway all the way through, so this is much more convenient than that smaller state highway. So it's a nice ride over this one. So let's continue the journey. Taking another leg stretching break. Saw a bunch of cows and goats around here. There's a calf here, there are goats there. I guess these are local villagers that bring the cattle here to graze, so just wanted to check it out, what's happening. They look pretty chill, and this area is like all lush green, so just walking around for a bit. Was just chatting with this, I think he's the owner of these goats and cattle. He was taking them all the way up the mountain back home while grazing along the way. There's another group coming there, so there's normally a herder along the way that kind of herds them together. Sometimes they have dogs, usually they don't. So he was a very friendly shepherd. I was asking him like how many cattle are there, because this is a rural area. The national highway passes through the villages most of the time. So he says like across the road on that side where we have parked the car, there's about at least 400 or 500 goats on that side. But I was just asking, like, we don't see many goats in the city side, so this is a typical villager's life now. So it was a good investment to stop. That calf was a bit scared, so it didn't let me say hello. Maybe this cow would be a bit more friendly. Hello. Yeah, usually they love scratches around here. See how she put the head down all the way, enjoying all the scratches. Lots of mosquitoes and flies that trouble them, but usually they love scratches. Enjoy, have a good day. I love taking these kind of pit stops while driving. Anyways, it's a long distance road trip, so you should take halts, so you're freshened up, you stretch your legs, and then you drive. But getting to know these kind of things, interacting with villagers, is not a thing you can do in the city anymore, unfortunately. But this is the beauty of, interacting with the locals and the villagers, and getting to know the cattle. So I just noticed that same teak wood tree that I was showing you before. It's all here. You can see like it's all loaded with teak wood here. And this belt, there's another wood which my father was telling, and we were asking the guide the other day. Sagwan is another wood that is used for making furniture, and it's very premium quality wood, but it doesn't grow in this area. So this is the most premium one that grows here. And there's another group of cattle coming, so let's say hi to them. So if you hear this bell noise ringing around their necks, it's because the shepherd was saying that they pass through the jungle all the way, and there's a lot of lion, tigers, etc., and this is like food for them. So there needs to be a human shepherd involved with them. It needs to be very it's a very scary business, so they need to protect the cattle, and then that's why they have the bell to scare away these kind of animals so that they could reach home safely. So it's a risky affair going out to graze, but they have to do it anyway. So let's continue the journey. So hello from Jabalpur. This is our modest accommodation for one night initially. It's a double bed with attached bathroom. Nothing super fancy, but it's like an intermediate accommodation while we're here in Jabalpur. The balcony was very nice. It has a nice view, but it's really hot outside right now because we are no longer in the mountains. Probably will go there back again when the weather cools down a little bit. But for now, I'm gonna end this vlog and start a fresh one, show you around this area as well in the next vlog. So stay tuned and keep enjoying the India Travel Series. This is the Rustic Wanderer signing off. See you the next time.